Hi everyone. Welcome to another session of the Industry Series Dialogue. I am Pragya Mishra and I am heading the Customer Success and Operations Department at CoursePlay. CoursePlay is a 360-degree employee growth platform. We cover yet another relevant topic today, where we unpack the future of learning and development with the brightest minds in the industry. In today's rapidly evolving world, traditional approaches just won't cut it. We are seeing unprecedented changes driven by AI, demanding new ways of thinking about growth, engagement, and leadership. So, we are diving deep into a concept that's gaining immense traction: gamifying growth. Is it just a buzzword or a powerful strategy for unlocking potential in the age of AI? Let's explore how we can truly leverage technology to build not just smarter, but also more empathetic and inclusive workplaces. Joining us today is Varsha Agarwal, co-founder and CEO of Bodhiq and Karnataka State Vice President of Wiki, AI, ML and Research Development Council, a visionary leader empowering growth through AI and leadership development. Hi Varsha, so excited to have you here today.
Hello Pragya, great
Hi.
to be here, definitely for sure, and looking forward to a great conversation.
Same here, same here. So let's delve right into my first question for you. Something that I have been talking to other leaders about and have been reading a bit, but I'd like your input, which is very important. What does gamifying growth actually mean? Is it just a buzzword or is there more to it?
Very timely topic actually. So when we hear about gamification, and games are very popular these days, actually, right? Specifically, video games are very popular. And then we think about that gamification is probably points and badges and leaderboard and all that. But in true honesty, right, the real gamification is far beyond that. Because it's naturally, if you see that it's human motivation science. Okay, and how and why I say human motivation science is because it's how our brains are wired. We crave for goals, small wins, and then recognition from others, immediate feedback, community support, psychological safety. And that is what which makes a game a gamification. Right? Let's take some examples. Think about chess. One wrong move and we get immediate feedback. Cricket, right? One wrong ball and we get immediate feedback. That is what which actually helps us adapt and grow. Right? We don't have to wait for years and years and years.
Right.
If we also think about it, that it's not only about right or wrong, doing the wrong things and improving and adapting. It's about human connection also. It's about not only about performance, but actually feeling safe enough to grow as well. And that's when the community and psychological safety comes into picture. You see, even great players, elite athletes also have mentors, coaches, community, and the entire ecosystem around them, right? Where they feel they can fail together, they can learn together, they celebrate small wins together, and people help each other to grow. And that is psychological safety without having the fear of feeling ashamed.
Yeah.
So, and I always tell leaders that if you really want your people to grow, you have to allow them to fail. Take calculated risk and you be there to do the risk management. Because that's how a leader can help their people.
Yeah.
If we think, right, in our, I was also learning to cycle. I think all of us, okay, would have done. Can we learn cycling with training wheels always forever?
Of course not.
No, right? We have to fall, right? And then only we learn. And then there are people around who will actually, pick us up, who will probably hold the back seat for some time and then keep us going on.
Yeah.
I am, and it's not only about organization and teams, right? Sometimes we think that, okay, we have to have a team, we have to have everybody whom we know and connected. I am part of certain communities. We are not part of same team, we are not part of same organization, we are not even in same business also, but we are there each other for each other as a community. Okay, we track each other goals, we hold each other accountable, and we block an hour just to research on our own topic and own subjects. It's like a brainstorming.
Right.
So they see the means can be different, the mechanics can be different, but the right intent of the gamification has to be there in order to really power the growth which is required right now.
Wow, that's wonderfully put. I have never heard this perspective, Varsha. Although deep down we all know that there's a lot of psychological aspect to gamifying courses or gamifying skills, but no one has actually explained it like this before. Your point about human motivation science is the phrase is so catchy, but it also makes so much of sense, where you're actually creating a connection as to why we are, because I love games. I love board games and video games. So had I also gotten an opportunity to, go via a game and then gain skills, I would actually love that. So thanks a lot for that point, Varsha. But now tell me something. The gamifying growth mindset, why does it matter right now when AI is transforming work so fast? Is the L&D department or the L&D industry actually using AI well for this?
Yeah, so see, in today's AI world, and we are talking about AI a lot. In last 1 year, we have just seen the huge transformation. Right, to where we were and then where we are, and actually, if you see, things are changing overnight. Right, the jobs are changing overnight. So it's so this kind of design for learning and growth matters a lot more than ever before. Because what we need is, we need fast and honest, as I said, right? New things are coming every day. The jobs are changing every day. The employment opportunities are changing every day. So don't we need things to move fast? We need safe spaces to try, fail, and then move on. And also, it's honest feedback so that we can adjust. Earlier, what was the case? Even when there were different eras, it was not moving so fast. But now it's like chess and cricket. We need immediate feedback. We need safe spaces, and we need and we need to fail fast.
That's true.
Right? So it's much more needed actually as of now. The new tools, new platforms, new models are coming each and every day. And the leaders, what we need, and not only the leaders, it's about all of us, that we need to give spaces to the people, but without having to worry about how that I will be punished for that, I will lose my job, I'll do this, because then that again human motivation science comes into picture. It doesn't motivate people to grow. It's actually, we are in the fear mode. Okay, we are in the inferiority complex mode. No, I should not do this, I should not try that. See, in our homes with our children and all of us, we face this, right?
Right.
If our parents, if our teachers are motivating us, then we feel a lot more encouraged to try out new things, right? And then we share with them also, and then they guide us. But if they always shut us down, will we ever try to do the new things? We will not do that, right? So
Right.
this kind of human motivation science and the gamifying growth is what most much needed as of now.
Right. But then, Varsha, my follow-up question here is, We've understood the importance of AI. We've in fact recognized the importance of AI. But in the L&D, in the entire department or the entire sector, are we actually starting to implement AI in learning and gamification?
See, so what we are doing in L&D right now, based on, again, what I have seen, I won't say that 100% of the world, but most of the organization we can talk about, what we are doing is only tip of the iceberg. And there are multiple reasons behind it. Let me just provide you a couple of, actually, that a lot of us are using Gen AI. We are generating content faster.
Right.
Okay. And then we are producing also content faster and pushing it faster as well. And then we have automated certain administrative tasks. But that's about efficiency. Only gaining efficiency.
Right.
It's not transformation. Efficiency, gaining efficiency, doing things faster, whatever we were doing earlier, whether good or bad, doing those things faster, it's not transformation. And that is what which is lacking these days. And but why it is lacking actually? It's because there are multiple things why it's lacking. It's because of fear, because of failure, and because of multiple other things. But the potential of what AI can do is actually huge, because we are talking about how to make sure that the growth feels more human, right? Not about the leaderboard and not about the points and so on and so forth. And if we really understand the potential, what people need as human, why we disengage, why we don't like something, why we are not engrossed into something, what barriers we are facing, what is allowing us not to move forward, where do I need support, and can AI enable all these things? Yes, AI can definitely enable all these things. And I'm not talking about personalization, and I'm not talking about the nudges, which is very common. Whenever we think about beyond automation and beyond generating content, faster, we can personalize it. And then we can give you nudges. We can actually act as per your time. But it's far beyond that. Take some example actually. Okay, let's see that there is a person working in a warehouse, right? Not very good in English, example,
Yeah.
which is very, very common in India because we are a multilingual country, right? And is actually overwhelmed with so many digital tools around. If you talk small business owners and if you talk about the people on the ground, except the one person, people are overwhelmed with so many digital tools around, which are there right now.
Yeah.
Given them, then if you are giving them a static online module to learn, is it, even if we say that, okay, have you learned? We are giving you in your language.
Mm.
It might not work at all. Instead, if we give them mobile first, voice first, in their own language, micro learning modules, which can help them in their job, which they understand. 5-minute micro modules, which they can see during the break, apply it. Because application is very important.
Yes.
Will it not transform the learning? It will, right?
For sure. I think people are looking forward to anytime learning.
Yeah, anytime learning. Yes, that's a great phrase actually, which you see. Anytime, anywhere, whenever, and whatever.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and in India, as I'm saying, right, if you see, this is huge opportunity. We are multilingual, mobile first, and still other important thing is that most of us are still first generation professionals. If you see, even in my home, me and my siblings, we are first generation professionals.
Yeah.
And if you talk about the rural India, then we actually need a lot more. And all of us learn very differently, and we need a lot more compared to the same static online things where there is a definition which is provided, and then the same kind of question is asked. I was, interestingly, I was talking to a bunch of students. Okay. And obviously they were taught about AI in their curriculum. The way it is talked about, and this is there in many courses. It was a course actually. What is supervised learning? The definition is given. In the assessment also, what is explain what is supervised learning. That's the only thing which was there. You learn the definition and you just think that, yeah, I know everything. But what is most important in today's world? In today's AI world, what is most important? It's thinking and creativity. Creativity and thinking and application. Because given a problem statement, if I can think about 5 possible solutions of that particular problem, then only I am valuable. And I can do the way pros and cons, because solution, the implementation of the solution AI will give me. Might not be 100% as of now, but in future coming 1 to 2 years, it will give me 100% right solution. But we are not developing the application, the thinking, the creativity at all in most of the courses right now, which is most required. And then in my platform, actually, Bodhiq, which you have mentioned as well, I have a lot of scenario-based learning assessments. I gave them that assessment. They were not able to do it. Because that application of the knowledge is not there at all. The thinking ability is not there at all. What we need is problem-driven.
Yeah.
Problem-driven courses. Give a problem. Explain the topic. Then ask them, okay, how will you apply this particular knowledge or topic, okay, for this problem right now? Otherwise, the world is going to be very difficult as of now for all of us.
Yeah, I actually relate to the point that you were mentioning about the students, because I see something similar in corporate. In fact, something that I also faced earlier was that we were just using Gemini as Google. We were just typing questions the way we would do it in Google. But then after getting a bit of knowledge about AI, I've actually started to see that the opportunities are unlimited.
Yeah.
There is immense amount of work that can be done, and like you very correctly said, we are right now at the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more to explore. So I completely relate to that point, and I think educating our young generation about AI is extremely vital, which is the need of the hour.
I was talking to, let me give you one more, I just thought about as of now, is I was talking to one of the HR person, and they told us that even though we have done a lot of compliance trainings for the people, but still we are getting quite a few of cases in our travel, in our travel department. Okay, I asked actually, okay, so what kind of courses you have done, what kind of training you have done? And one case I remember very, very specifically, they have done the POS training, but it was all about how does it happen in the boardrooms? What kind of challenges people face in the boardroom? Okay, what kind of harassment which actually can happen online? It is not related with the day-to-day travel managers who are arranging the cab logistics at all. They don't understand that. If they don't understand how to train the drivers, how to make sure that they are talking in the right way, they are not doing certain things, it was not told at all. Completely unrelated. It was a checkbox. It is done.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe what this means is targeted learning for AI is very important right now. Correct?
Targeted and micro learnings, like you also mentioned, right? Anytime, anywhere, whenever.
Yeah.
So, targeted and micro learning is very important as of now, and we have to redesign a lot of the stuff which we do, and that is which actually will be transformation.
Yeah, the way we work is actually changing dramatically.
Dramatically, it is changing dramatically.
Yeah, so this actually brings me to my next question. A part of it we've already discussed. What's the biggest thing holding companies back from using AI and experiencing the design meaningfully that actually makes sense for the organization and for the learners?
See, a lot of things. Okay, one of the thing which we can touch base on is definitely we should never ever think that it's a technology problem. It's actually the mindset problem, and there are a lot of business model and operations challenges as well, which we think. As I just mentioned, right? We still think that L&D is a tick box and it's a cost center, but we don't see L&D as a driver of growth at all. And with lot of cost cutting, etc., which is happening, you can imagine how things are going these days, right? And so with all that, but we still have to do good. So we do these efficiency things and all that faster, and we say AI powered courses, AI powered learning. But it looks good on paper. It looks good on for investor updates. It looks good for branding.
Yeah,
Good
that's true.
branding headline that it's AI powered, but it doesn't make actual difference. Plus, other thing, if you say we are talking about efficiency and doing things faster, yes, it is there, and that we needed this yesterday. You got a problem now, but what we hear from the people, it should have been done yesterday. And in that, what all of us do is that we just cater to the low hanging fruit. And
Yeah,
what is low hanging fruit? It's actually, yeah, generate content faster and gain efficiency, but without automation, but not experience automation for experience design. Because experience design actually takes time, right?
right.
It takes experiments, it takes feedback loops, safe spaces to try, and multiple iterations over and over. But if we talk about a lot of big organizations, that we are wired for the predictability, we are wired for scale, we are wired for control. We are not wired for messy human experiments, design, human-centered experiential challenges. Takes time. So that's another thing. Actually, how the business model and operative and operations model, which is there in various organizations right now, and which is holding our mindset back also. We can't think beyond a certain point at all. And the other thing which I would also say is how we measure. We have heard this line so many times, right? What doesn't get measured doesn't get noticed also at all.
It's
Right?
lost.
It will not improve at all. And what we measure these days, completions, how many people attended, how many people were in the room, how many learning hours are logged. These are all tactical things which we are, and then we say that, yeah, ROI is great, right? The program was super successful, but that ROI is good on paper. Has it changed any behavior? Do we have KPIs to see? Has it changed any behavior? Are people applying the learning? Not at all, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why the growth doesn't stick. I was talking to a very senior leader in actually the CEO of a medium-sized organization. Okay. And it was quite unfortunate to actually see that they wanted to do a course for managers. And instead of measuring that how it's gonna improve the managers, how it's gonna improve the client interaction, the stakeholder interaction, the customer stickiness, no, wanted to, okay, were people there for the entire 8 hours or not? Okay, and they wanted to use that to measure the performance and appraisal of the people. Very, very unfortunate. And that is what which we are doing as of now. And AI can hugely help here to personalize, and then see that are people really applying the learning in their behaviors or not, and connect that to actually human motivation science back again. Are people feel motivated after this particular course? Are people really motivated to apply the learning? And that will not come from a tick box assessment. Do you feel good to apply this learning? Yes or no? That doesn't say. Right? We need to give them case studies. We need to give them scenarios. We need to observe the behavior. And that's when the human connection, the touch, the community will come into picture. When, say, a lot of people learn together, right? Are we making each other accountable? Are we observing the behavior of each other to say, oh, okay, I saw this person applying the learning? That's when the true ROI will come into picture, but it takes slightly more time. And organization don't have time. So it's a lot of things actually: operating model, business model, fear, the way we are wired, budget, cost center, a bunch of other things, which are there. And obviously we can't change everything in one go, but slowly at least few things we have to start changing.
True, true. And because you started talking about employees and the value that they are actually getting out of this entire new AI revolution, in the fast paced growth, are we leaving some people behind? Is it actually making harder to build empathic, inclusive leaders?
See, it's not about AI and fast pace growth, right? And that's the whole crux, actually. We spoke about that AI can adapt, right, to different languages, learning style. You said there are so many tools, and it's so easy right now to actually be multilingual, be personalized, and do a lot of other things. Break a greater module into micro learning. So many things we can do, right? And then we have to add the human touch onto that. But all of these things, first of all, we need to do these things. Second thing is that we need to do these things responsibly and ethically and with the bias free data. See, I think we know, and we have heard that actually a lot, that AI can only give us, and AI learn from the patterns based on the data what we are feeding into it.
Correct.
If you have heard about Amazon example, what happened? And this is a very public example. This is not something which is they have applied a AI algorithm to shortlist certain candidates for job roles. They have used that for a couple of years. And after that, they have realized that whatever AI algorithm was doing was highly biased. It was only shortlisting a certain gender of the candidates. But why? Because that was the kind of data which was fed into that. And that is which is happening from years. So when we are feeding the data to AI, we need to make sure that it is cleaned, it is bias free, and it is ethical. Otherwise, the same kind of input, the same kind of output is what we are going to get. And if you see, right, it's not that we are leaving people behind as of now only. We are talking about the women representation in the organization. We are talking about people with disability, LGBTQIA plus, veterans, and if we come to the other countries, Black, Hispanic, and so many. We are talking about that from years. And why? Even in the industrial era, even in the automation era, even in the digital transformation era, we were leaving people behind because we don't design inclusion and equity at the core. It is always an afterthought. And that too, if somebody thinks that it should be there. Look at our infrastructure. Look at the 90% of the web is still inaccessible. Is it all happening in AI era? No, it is there from years and years and from centuries.
Yeah.
So it should not be an afterthought always. The second thing, if you see these initiatives, which we talk about, these are event-driven. Specifically, all your diversity, equity, inclusion, and representation, and all these initiatives are event-driven. You must have heard about George Floyd case, right?
Yeah.
That happened in the US. And after that, what happened? There were a lot of campaigns, lot of training started happening all of a sudden, all over the world, right? There were a lot of people who were hired. And when Starbucks case happened, where in Starbucks there were two black people who were sitting, and they were asked to leave and so on. And then after that, there was so many awareness campaign which were launched. But again, these are not designed to change the core. It's event driven. Something happened, as a reaction, we will do a lot of things, and then slowly things fade away.
True.
And that design mindset is not there. And here also, if you think there is a quick wins, the way we spoke about, there is a quick wins problem here as well. Low hanging fruit. What is a low hanging fruit here in terms of taking everybody along? Probably take one or two people, hire one or two people from the women community, one or two from people with disability, one or two from LGBTQIA plus. Great for branding, great for reputation, great for that. Yeah, we are including everybody and all. But did we change anything on the ground? Have we made sure that our organization is equitable and inclusive? They are hired, but they fail after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not AI. It's not the AI era problem. It's actually our mindset problem. But if we really want AI to help us here, we need to help AI to help us. The data.
This is something that reminds me of a conference that I had attended, which said that AI is an enabler.
Yeah.
It will help you enable it.
Very rightly.
And enable learning and development. But the core push has to come from within the organization, from within the culture, and from within the people.
Yeah.
So your point makes a lot of sense that, all of these are ingrained problems and ingrained issues that AI is not going to one day just come and eradicate. It has to be done when, people's core changes. So this point is very powerful that you've mentioned. Sorry, you were also saying something else.
Oh, I was saying it's right that if we really want empathetic leader, inclusive leaders, and if we really want the ecosystem as a whole to change, because then only the growth is sustained. Hiring one or two people and then saying all that is not going to help, because we are putting them up for failure. And a lot of such examples I can give you. In one of the organization, I know that there were certain people with speech and hearing impairment. They were hired. They were not trained. And if you know people with speech and hearing impairment, their written communication is also not good at times. Okay, and the only mode of communication is the email or messages or the sign language. So none of the people were trained on the other side on sign language, and they were also not trained to improve the written communication. What happened after a few months? They were let go. And then after that, what happened in the organization is there is a no. See, I told you it's not going to work. So those initiatives were also shut down.
Yeah.
So what we need actually in order to make sure that everybody is included over here is to have design thinking approach uh, from the ideation phase itself. And it's not only about women or LGBTQIA plus and people with disability and so on. It's about tier 3, tier 4 candidates also. We spoke about the person of the warehouse, the example I gave you, right? They might not learn they might not learn from the jargons. They will learn from this micro learning, real life examples. One of the course I was seeing on AI, that course started with the speech of Satya Nadella. Great. many people will understand. But a person, and this is just an example, I'm not saying that they will not understand, so I'm not being biased or anything, but I'm giving an example. If I am also from Lucknow, okay, and my entire education was in Hindi medium. If I put myself into the shoes, and if I want to learn AI, and if you give me a speech of Satya Nadella to start with, I might not be able to learn from that at all.
Connect. Yes.
Yeah. But if you tell me that, hey, have you seen the shopkeeper at the Kirana store? If you visit that shop often, they will offer you whatever you need. We all, okay, remember that, correct? They say, okay, ma'am, you need Parle G only, right? That is what? That is pattern recognition. That is what one of the concept in AI. We go to milk shop, and if we are always buying 2 packets, okay, without even asking us, the person will give us 2 packets because they know that this is what we need.
Correct.
So they observe the patterns, they learn, and they are predicting. That is what AI does. Will they learn from this more, or will they learn from the Satya Nadella speech more?
That's true.
That is
Targeted learning of AI and targeted visualizations and connections are more impactful, is what I derive from the point.
That is what AI can enable us to do a lot more. It's just that we need to think. We need to give the right thing to AI that, hey, this is my persona, and okay, this is what I need. It will give the right kind of content, which then obviously we need to tweak and do a lot more other stuff and all. But thinking is important, which we have to develop.
Correct. I think that leaves a food for thought for all our viewers, because this has been a very insightful session from the perspective of humans. And in the end, we all have to remember that technology is a part of our lives. It is not our life.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all the points that you've mentioned, Varsha. It actually leaves me also thinking and wants me to, it makes me feel like delving deeper into this AI and understanding it from a human perspective. So thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking with you.
Thanks a lot, Pragya. I thoroughly enjoyed. Great question, which you have curated very to the point, and I enjoyed our conversation and the few great tips which you have added. I will always keep it anytime, anywhere.
Thank you. Let's stay connected, Varsha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pragya, and CoursePlay. Really enjoyed. All the best.